Sometimes I press the start button here on my little camera remote, and then I just sit here in pure silence because I don't know how to start a video. Intros are so overrated, aren't they? You know what? Let's just not stay in this awkward silence. Like, not that you stayed with me in there, but I stayed with myself in there. And let's talk about makeup releases of that past week. And honestly, let's just call it the reformulation edition, the revamp edition, because we have in total 3 products that, or 4 even, that are revamps, that are re-releases, that have been overdone and now are coming back to the market. And the first one here is Chantecaille. Their Future Skin Foundation was perfect as it is. And now, what do I have to read? That they did a reformulation. And honestly, I don't know if I'm too negative on this, but reformulation to me in 9 out of 10 cases means it is not good. It's not a good product, it's getting worse. And that makes me very, very sad because the Future Skin Foundation is one of my favorites. It's the foundation that was, for example, used on the skin at this Euphoria set, and everybody was like, oh my god, how is their skin so fucking perfect? And you don't say that this is makeup, but it was makeup because it was this foundation, and I absolutely adored it. I used up one of these little jars here, and now they're coming out with a reformulated version, and I'm really not a fan of it. Technically, Chantecaille is reformulating not only the foundation, also the, I don't know what they're called, the blushes in the squeezy tube. I used to have 2 shades of that too, but honestly, they're not as good as Michelle Wong tries to tell you. They are average, they're fine, but that's not really bothering me for the reformulation. But the foundation is really, really hurting my feelings because the Future Skin is actually on my potential repurchase list. And now, honestly, I'm afraid that this is not going to happen after the reformulation. I really, really need to see people then to review the new formula. I haven't researched yet. I just saw that this is available now, and I'm not really sure how to see, do I buy now a reformulated one or not, because I myself don't purchase from the Chantecaille website. I purchase from resellers or retailers in general because of better discounts. The foundation is quite pricey. It's a $95, and I think here in Germany it was around 80-85 euros. So it's not a cheap foundation. But again, how can I see that I buy the reformulated version? How can I be sure? I don't know. It looks the same. They also added shades, which is nice, and again, I am a bit sad, and I really need to find a comparison review. I will not run out and buy now a new one because I am very good with foundation, and I just recently bought a new one, just a new shade of a foundation that I love. But can we stop the reformulating things when things are already good and working? Why do you do this? Talking about foundation, the YSL All Hour line, I said it already on Instagram because I shared the picture in the stories. This is killing my fucking budget because what the heck? The All Hour lines, everything that they have brought out lately is banger after banger after banger. For example, the powders in that line, these here, the All Hour Hyper Blur loose powders. Oh my freaking god. I filmed already a video where I used them. It will be up in about 2 weeks, I think, because I revisited my 2024 favorites. And I will say in that video that my current favorite are actually these powders, and I dare to say here again now that these are better than the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powders or general the baking powders, because they are just that. They're the it girl in the loose powder world, and I'm killed with these. And before we talk about this release, there is also something else that they have here. These bad boys, the highlighters, they have 2 shades, or I have 2 shades out of 4. I have Libertine Light, which is just a very, very subtle, pretty whitish, but with the tiniest hint of gold highlighter. And then this one, that is a super hard to get exclusive shade. And I don't know why YSL is doing this, but this is Lavender Lust, and oh, I took a while to find this because this is not available everywhere actually. For example, German Sephora has only the 3 standard shades, but the French Sephora, there I can buy this one. So I got this from Sephora France. They're just so pretty. But I don't get why the shade plays hard to get because, okay, but that's not what I want to talk about. I just want to say that there is just something about YSL. Oh, and the lip oils. Oh, just one by one I buy the whole range because they're just so good. I have a mini of the Thunder Stealer, the shade 1, the purple one, that is nearly empty, and I already purchased the big one, and I also have the shade Espresso Stardust. I think that one I already have in a real like short format where I applied it because I love these lip oils so much. But here we have now an All Hours Glow Foundation. I know there is already a matte version out of this. I didn't try this, but the glow one, that is tickling my pickle. It is apparently right now available in the Asian part of the world, and they have only 10 shades, but I assume when they branch out to the Western market that we will get more shades. Honestly, I'm just as pale as it can be, so I can totally live with these shades, but of course I'm not the only person in the world, so we need more shades so that more people can enjoy this. But holy guaca fucking moly, YSL, you really need to calm down. I know that everybody loves the blushes, everybody loves the bronzes that they have been bringing out. Stop it. My budget is crying because I really have to make decisions what to spend my money on. So stop it, YSL, please calm your makeup tits. By the way, oh god, everybody is crying about a palette that has been discontinued a while ago. Let me grab mine. We're talking about Isamaya's Industrial 2. This palette is just pure perfection. And within the core line, I already predicted that Isamaya will come out with either eyeshadows or at least eyeshadow sticks. And here we are now. Look at these two. And the silver one, I am pretty sure that this is going to be a nearly 100% re-release of this beauty. And I said stop crying about this because it's not going to happen, and I'm right, because Industrial 2 is not going to happen. This is a new format. I assume it will be a bit of a formula change in there, although I think for Industrial 2 there was no need to do that. But this packaging, and I think the packaging, aside of course from the beautiful inside, is what makes this palette so unique and special. So I am very happy that I have it. But this new shape, the like kidney shape, I personally like. A lot of people are hating on this, but yeah, please hate in your own 4 walls, but don't spread the hate on me because I am more than excited about this. And that golden palette has a lot of shades from the Industrial 1 actually. Isamaya herself posted this concept sketch here of that palette where you already have shade names, and I have my my Industrial 1 here. So Fetish is in Industrial 1, the shade Fume here in that in that picture, that is definitely new. Then we have Fuel, which is I think in Industrial. Fuel seems to be also new. Cobalt is in Industrial 2. Heat is in Industrial 1. Heat is actually one of my favorite shades. Heat is, let me let me just pick up the right one. Oh no, I mixed it up. It's not Heat, it's Flash, but I think I saw Flash already. Yeah, Flash is also in that concept here. But yeah, then we have Leather. Leather is an industrial one, and it's one of this very ugly putty shades, so I hope that the new leather is going to be a little bit different. Then we have Sweat, which is also a beautiful shade from Industrial One. Brass is an Industrial One. The shade Whip. Whip does not know. Is it maybe in the Wild Horse? No, Whip seems to be a new one too. And then we have Initiator. That sounds new too. Ultraviolet, let me see. I have to check here on the shade names. Oh, I take that back. Initiator is an Industrial One, but Ultraviolet isn't. Then we have the shade Motor is also an Industrial One. Flash, Industrial One. And then the shade Grip, that is also an Industrial One. So I assume that this is a mixed palette between 1 and 2 plus new shades. So I'm not 100% sure if that's Silver One, because I assume that this, what we see here because of the leather shade, is the golden packaging, since in that golden you have exactly in that spot the black, and leather is, let me show you which one leather is. Yeah, leather is an Industrial One this here. It has quite a big dip in mine, but that comes mainly from the fact that I had to really dig in deep to get some color. The putty shades are so bad, but other than that, I really need to reuse this. I'm not 100% sure that when we look at the picture here that the Industrial 2 or the Silver Kidney is really Industrial 2. It is not. I mean, we already saw that some shades are in that golden one, and I'm pretty sure that that Silver Kidney here maybe is even going to be a mix of Industrial 2 and Wild Horse. I think Wild Horse is the palette that is the most underrated in Isamaya, but it is a very pretty one because that brown there, it looks very matte. Then we have some purples. I assume even that we get some mattes in the silver one. I am stoked, I am excited, and when there, you know what? I don't care if there is a lot of overlapping shades between this and the ones that I already have. As soon as they launch on the Isamaya website, I will get them. I will 100% buy them because I'm just such an Isamaya fan, and I cannot wait for this to happen. Honestly, I am very happy that there is new stuff coming, that there's eyeshadow coming. I am just so beyond happy with that. And maybe then these weird people stop asking me to buy my Industrial 2 palette. Every once in a while I get comments on my videos on the palette if I would sell them, and I started to answer these comments with yes for 10,000 euro, or yes of course for 25,000 euro, because these people are just ridiculous. Moving on to another re-release from Nomad Cosmetics to celebrate their 10-year anniversary, and honestly I can't believe it has been already 10 years with Nomad Cosmetics. They launched in my mid-20s and I totally didn't get this back then, although in my mid-20s I was not really into makeup, so maybe because of that. And in that relaunch they brought back 3 palettes that apparently were missed by the community: the America's Parks, Fete de Provence, and the Berlin Underground. I will not get any of these, and I'm not planning to get any of these because of the fact that none of these color stories speak to me. To be honest, I think all 3 palettes, especially here in the picture, look like the same. They are, aside from a couple changes, all the same palette, which is really weird. But some people were asking me about the Berlin Underground because I'm from Germany, and first of all, Germany is a bit bigger than Berlin, so I'm not based in Berlin, although it's hard to believe I'm not, but I live very close to Berlin, so it's a 2 to 3 hour drive. It's not that far away. And actually, I have been to Berlin not too long ago. And to be fair, I don't know what Berlin Underground they refer to. I didn't follow the story of the creation of the palette. I don't know what they were inspired by, but when I think of Berlin Underground, I do not think of these colors, to be fair. I think of blacks mixed with neons and with some desaturated denim shades. I think of pops of color in really bright pinks and maybe some yellows, yes, but all in all, the Berlin Underground, it's the lower one here. That one looks not like what I imagine. But again, I don't know what they were inspired by. I don't live in Berlin. I'm not based in Berlin. I am not into the Berlin Underground because Berlin is a whole nother world. And the best thing of Berlin is the the street that leads you out of this. Oh God, I should not say this because I will go to Berlin in 2 weeks for a concert of Slipknot. But yeah. I don't know, but again, just for the color story, these palettes are not for me. So Glaminatrix Cosmetics. This palette, when I saw this, I was like, and I still am. Introducing our Timeless Tones palette where vintage glamour meets modern sparkle. Inspired by delicate antique patterns, this 20-pan palette features classic vintage blues, elegant greens, cool neutrals, soft luxurious mattes, twinkly metallics, and sparkly iridescents. I will get this palette. This is a color story in the pre-made palettes from Glaminatrix that are, oh my god, that is tickling me. That is rising the makeup dick to the heavens. I am fairly excited for this palette. So it did already launch on the weekend, so you can already get this on the Glaminatrix website, and be sure I secured mine already. And we have another re-release from Adept Cosmetics. We finally now have the new Seahorse palette. Adept Cosmetics writes themselves, new shades are Barber, False Eye, Zebra, Paradoxical, and Spiny. The shimmer formula has been updated, therefore some shades may appear new. However, they are the same color on the eyelids as in the old palette. And I want to point out one sentence that Adept Cosmetics themselves is writing in the post here. If you have the old palette, you will not need this new version. Totally up to you to decide. I am telling you that I absolutely love this statement because brands know that makeup can get very, very emotional. Brands know that makeup is these days by far so much more than just a tool to polish yourself up. Makeup is a hobby for so many people. It is like collecting Lego. It's like collecting cards, collecting stamps, or like tiny model cars. People collect makeup and they know how they can make money off of that. But still, Adept Cosmetics writes within their new release, hey, if you have this old one, you will definitely not need this because actually it is very, very similar. I made my decision, but that was very much influenced by the fact that at the same time now Glaminatrix came out with the palette, that I will not get the new Seahorse. I have a makeup budget that is basically set by what I'm earning here on social media, and my budget is not enough for every single release, so I have to make a decision. And since I do have the old Seahorse and I am very, very satisfied and very, very happy with the old Seahorse, I will not get the new one. I will instead get the Glaminatrix palette. I do think that when we look here at the swatches, it is a very, very nice shiny palette, and what I do really like, despite all the other photos that we have seen so far in other social medias and in other lightings, they are still that pastel watercolor story that I personally love about Seahorse, so I'm very, very happy about that. I do think that the swatches look absolutely stunning, and I agree, if you don't have the old Seahorse, you will be very, very satisfied with that color story here. If you have the old one, I agree, I don't think you need to pick up the new one. It is Pride Month, and that means that McGrath Cosmetics is coming out with their Viva Glam edition again, and this year they partnered with Kimmitment and brought out the Viva Glam Lip Gloss Air in the shade Kimmitment. This lip gloss lives in my shopping cart at the MAC website now for, well, probably since it launched there. I don't know if I should pull the trigger or not because I love the lip gloss airs. I have 4 shades now because I just kept on adding new shades, but I think the 4 that I have now are good. The other ones are not really tickling me. And with this one, that's the B-side now, I am not sure about the shade. I saw my friend Lokale Katastrophe, he is a MAC makeup artist on Instagram who's also based in Germany. He did an application and I saw this and I was like, oh, that shade has attitude. But the official promo pics of that shade looked way too bright pink. That's not for me. And described is the shade as a shimmery red. So still not sure if I will get this or not. On one hand, it looks like a really, really stunning shade. On the other hand, it might be too pink, but on the Kim Petras looks herself, it also doesn't look pink, it looks red. So maybe I ask my friend if he can do some swatches for me, but I'm torn. I have to ask him. If I like the swatches, I will get this. If it looks again too pink, after his opinion, I will not. I think we talked about this already because it was leaked a little bit, but Charlotte Tilbury is coming out with blush sticks, and apparently here the first person already has them. Her name is Cher Web Makeup. I have not heard of her before, but here I made a screenshot of her story on Instagram, or not story, it's a reel I think, and we have 6 shades, and honestly they look a bit similar to the Dior ones. Not sure. The pink one in the front, not the one on all the left, that's a super bright neon pink. The pink one, the second from the right, that looks like Dior pink, a classic blue pink. The reddish one all to the right, that one looks very, very appealing. And of course the berry one, the other shades not too interesting for me. And I am a bit surprised because none of these shades I would label Pillow Talk. So maybe there is a 7th, a super duper secret shade that is then labeled Pillow Talk, but so far we still don't have a release date or anything. But I am a bit intrigued by at least 2 shades of this line, so I'm curious when they are going to be launched and when we will have the chance to finally test and review them. And last but not least, we have a new release from Pat McGrath. She brought out the legendary Longwear Lip Liners. They are designed for flawless precision and blendable artistry. This ultra smooth, creamy, gel-like lip liner glides effortlessly to shape, sculpt, and define lips with zero feathering or skipping. Yeah, but I am not really interested in these. I have more than enough lip liners, so this is definitely not a launch for me. I do think that the shades look quite interesting because there is not here in that picture visible, but there's also apparently a light, like a bright blue, which is quite weird. But again, I personally am not very interested in this launch. I do think it's a nice launch. I think it makes absolutely sense that she finally comes out with lip liners. But again, it's not my need. I have a full pencil cup here full of lip liners, and I don't think that I need to add more to this. So as always, I'm now very curious, what are your opinions on these releases? Will you get the new Adept Seahorse palette, the revamp? Maybe you missed the first launch, then it's absolutely cool to get this. And again, I personally think if you have already Seahorse, you will make a mistake by spending $130 on this palette. But again, it's all up to you, of course. I myself decided to skip this. I will much rather get the Glaminatrix one. I'm very, very excited for this. So let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the other upcoming videos, and I'll see you soon.